in that song, you're kind of talking about, as you mentioned, kind of what you've been going through that time period. And you talk about some of the conversations you'd had with your dad and whatnot. In that process of being vulnerable about personal and family histories, does it open up other conversations with family members after when they hear or read these things, if that makes sense?
Yeah, like I found like, as I've got older, like I'm having a lot more conversations with my uncle and my dad. Like growing up, my family are like activists, like in Tottenham, like always fighting for equality, and from the first Broadwater Farm riot in 1985 up until 2011. So it's just like, just trying to understand like what they was going through at the time. Because I was born in 1985, and like ever since I can remember, I'd see my dad and my uncle on GMTV in the morning talking, and I'd like, it's just dad on the telly, innit? Like, oh, my dad was on telly, man. Like when you go to school, but it's like, I don't know what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? I'm so young. So now like, with all this information, it was about having conversations. Like what was happening? Like what was it like? What's changed? You know, and I don't know, like some of you might be familiar with, but it was about 2 years ago, police went into my dad's house and tasered him. He was at the top of the stairs and they tasered him and he came down and landed on the floor, bottom of the stairs. He was 68 at the time. And it's funny because within that kind of like, I've always kind of been an activist through music, but that kind of brought me out to be speaking and, you know, just like my uncle and my dad's were like all these documentaries that I've seen over the time. But it's interesting because one of the things that he said to me after that had happened was that he's sorry. And I was like, why are you sorry? Like, this has happened to you. And he was like, I'm sorry because we didn't fix it. It was like, we didn't fix it and it's still happening. Like, it still can happen to me, it still can happen to you, it still can happen to your children. We never fixed it, we failed, I'm sorry. And I was just like, even that, like, will never, you know what I mean, will never leave me. Like, such a, like, the fact that you feel you need to apologize, you know what I'm saying, because of things that have happened and whatever. And but it's just here, innit? It just exists. It just exists, and it's like, it's not going away. You know, it's not going away. So yeah, it's just being able to have like them detailed conversations and try and get a better understanding of it all. Like, what the hell, like.
Thanks for watching that clip. If you'd like to see the full interview, just click here. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you'd like to join us live in the newsroom, head to tortoisemedia.com/book.